A breakout at a maximum security correctional facility in Illinois is this hour's top news story. Convicted serial killer Harold Trafner is believed to be amongst a group of 3 death row inmates who overpowered guards whilst on transit from a holding cell in Angola this morning. Sheriff John Loomis has issued a warning to area residents advising them not to approach the prisoners under any circumstance. Harold Trafner received the death penalty 3 years ago for the massacre of 6 teenagers during a summer camp vacation in Vermont. Deputies in Houston issued an apology today to the British holidaymaker they arrested last week in Miami. 70-year-old Derek Lambrot has become the victim of mistaken identity. David Williams, Lambrot, who has now been released from Dade County Jail, said he was station. Police in Grand Rapids, Michigan, have been unable to identify the bodies of a young man and woman discovered by children in a Halloween costume store. With their features carved away and the man's genitals removed, police first identified the victims as 2 women. Sheriff John Schrader refused to give details of the ghoulish case and said only that he did have strong evidence linking the crime to this morning's prison breakout in neighboring Illinois.
Hello? Michael, are you okay? You shouldn't be watching that by yourself. I told you it was scary. Well, you just have to wait till Mom comes home, okay? Keep the lights on. Okay. Bye. Hello? Hello? Kelly? Cut it out, Kel. This isn't funny.
Hello. I realize this isn't what you're expecting. Let me explain. The film you hired from the video store, I recorded over it. But don't go switching off. You didn't actually miss very much. The characterization was two-dimensional and, well, the dialogue was frankly embarrassing. I think you'll find this much more interesting. You're interested now, aren't you? Go on, admit it. Well, you hired a horror movie, didn't you? So you wanted to see something scary, right? Don't worry, I'll explain. You'll understand everything, I promise. This is where I did my first. It's actually quite a strange story how it happened. It was, about 5 years ago now. I was walking across Hammersmith Bridge when this guy in front of me suddenly jumped off. Anyway, I jumped in after him and pulled him out. Yeah. Anyway, we sort of became friends after that, but it wasn't a particularly healthy kind of friendship. You see, he'd had a pretty unhappy life. I'm not going to go into the details. And I don't think he was too pleased to still be alive. But he'd sort of felt he had to be grateful, and I thought I ought to be his friend, even though he was pretty depressing company, to be perfectly honest. It was about 6 months later, and we were standing together on this roof. He dragged me up here to share a few insights about the world. And I was standing behind him, wishing I'd never heard of Hammersmith Bridge, when I just thought, well, A, maybe I'd made a mistake by pulling him out of the river, because all he ever talked about was how miserable he was. And B, since I'd saved his life, I sort of had a few rights over it. So I walked right up to him and pushed him over. Do you just want to get a shot pointing down over the edge? Of course, they all thought it was suicide. Anyway, that's how I got started.